Hello children, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 5, Best Friends, and the name of the author is Deblina Majumdar. Before going forward, I would like to tell you, be ready with your pen and copy to note down the important things. Children, listen carefully because this is a very nice and short story about a little girl. Now let's start. Dia was sitting alone with a small pink card in her hand. On it were written two words, best friends. Sujata, her best friend since nursery, had left school. Her father had got transferred to another city. Now children, listen carefully. After each para I will explain. So now I'm going to explain the first para. This is a story about a girl named Dia. She was sitting alone in her room and was very sad. She was holding a card in her hand. On it were written two words, best friends. Actually, her best friend Sujata had left the school because her father had got transferred to another city and Sujata was Dia's best friend since nursery. Now, coming to our next para. Dia, come on, dear. We will be late. Dia's mother came into the room. Next page. Seeing her sitting with the card, her mother hugged Dia tightly. Don't worry, Dia. I know it's hard to lose your best friend. Just be strong and be yourself. Your new best friend will find you very soon. Her mother rocked her gently. Now, coming to our explanation part. When Dia's mother entered the room, she saw her very sad, sitting with the card. She hugged Dia and said not to worry and be strong. Also, she said it's hard to forget our best friend, but very soon she will find a new friend. Coming to our next para. Dia got up and put the card safely in her cupboard. Holding her mother's hand, she ran down the steps to the gate. Her father was waiting patiently in the car, ready to take her to school. In another house, not too far away, Jhuma was worried too. Today, she would be going to school for the first time. Jhuma had many things to do before going to school. She had to fetch water, cut the vegetables for her mother, and bathe her small sister. She knew she could finish all the work quickly like she did every day. She was worried because she did not know how she would like the school. Will the children laugh at me? She thought. Will I make friends? Now children, listen very carefully. I'm going to explain these very paras. After listening this, Dia got up, put her card in a cupboard, and holding her mother's hand, she ran down the steps where her father was waiting in the car, ready to take her to school. On the other side, in another house not very far from Dia's house, a little girl, Jhuma, was worried because she had to go to school for the first time, but before that she had to finish many work like fetching water, cutting vegetables and bathing her small sister. But at the same time, she was very quick and it was her daily routine. She did every day. But although she was very quick, she was somewhere very worried whether she would like the school or not. Will children laugh at her or will she make any new friends at the school? Now, coming to our next paragraph. Juma finished all her morning course and got ready. She had a long 30-minute walk ahead of her to reach the school. The school gates were open. Children were rushing in, laughing and calling out to each other. When Dia entered through the gates, she saw her classmates standing in the playground. Their excited voices jumbled together as they shared their news. Now, coming to our explanation area. Juma finished her morning work quickly and was ready for the school. For reaching school, she had to walk 30 minutes. The school gate was well open. Children were rushing, laughing, and calling out each other. As soon as Dia entered the school gate, she saw her classmates in playground. They were very excited to share a news with Dia. Now, next para. Coming to our next page. Oh, look at that new girl, Ananya said suddenly, giggling. And look at her clothes, Rita added. Dia turned to look. In the corner near the climbing bar, a girl was standing shyly. Her clothes were clean but very faded. It was hard to say what color they had been originally. Children, this is Jhuma. She will be in your class. A teacher introduced her and immediately rushed off. Jhuma, what kind of name is that? Dia heard someone say with a laugh. Now, coming to our explanation area. Ananya, one of her Dia's classmates, pointed to a new girl. Suddenly, Rita, Dia's classmate, another classmate, pointed towards her dress. When Dia turned to look, she saw a girl standing in a corner. Her clothes were faded but very clean. In fact, her clothes were so much faded that it was impossible to guess the color even. Suddenly, a teacher came and introduced Jhuma with the whole class, and in between, Dia heard someone making fun of Jhuma's unique name. Now, coming to our next para. Dia looked at Jhuma again. A new girl had a small, uncertain smile on her thin face and was trying to look brave. Dia noticed her large, beautiful eyes. They had a frightened look in them, as if she was trying hard not to run away and cry. Dia walked forward and held out her hand to the girl. Coming to our explanation part, Dia looked at Juma. She was looking quite nervous, although she was trying hard to look brave. Dia saw her big and beautiful eyes with a fear in them as Juma was trying hard not to run away or cry. Hello? Sorry. Dia walked forward and held out her hand to the girl. Okay. Hello, I am Dia. Your name is so beautiful. Dia held Juma's hand. The other girls were staring at her as if she had gone crazy. Dia smiled again and was glad to see Juma slowly smiling back. Her mother was right. You just need to be yourself and best friends like you the way you are. This was our last para. Now I'm going to explain the para. Dia walked towards her to comfort her. She held out her hand and introduced herself to Juma. She also praised her name as well. The other girls were staring Dia as if she had gone crazy, but Dia was feeling happy with Juma. On the other hand, Juma was also smiling back. Dia was happy what her mother had told her. There is no need to change ourselves. Best friends like us the way we are. Now, the moral of the story. The moral of the story is that if we are kind and good to others, we will always find good friends. So children, this is the end of the chapter. With this chapter, I am going to end this session. Go through this chapter twice and thrice, taking help of your parents or brothers and sisters. And if you have any difficulty, underline it in online classes. We will discuss it. Till then, take care. Go through the difficult words. Bye-bye and have a nice time.